Welcome to the 3rd Annual AAFCA TV Honors, brought to you by the African American Film Critics Association, the largest body of Black film critics in the world. Each year, the AAFCA TV Honors recognizes and celebrates outstanding TV with an emphasis on Black excellence and inclusion. It also rewards notable industry milestones with the AAFCA TV Honors Special Achievement Awards. For the 2nd year in a row, we are coming to you directly in your home. The 2021 AAFCA TV Honors features appearances by Kim Fields, Ava DuVernay, Lupin's Omar Sy, Lovecraft Country's Journey Smollett and Jonathan Majors, TV pioneer Norman Lear, and more, with awards presented by AAFCA members from around the country, including Chicago, Atlanta, Philadelphia, New York City, Houston, and Los Angeles. Now, to kick off the show with a special treat, please welcome the stars of the CW's hit show, All American, Taye Diggs, Daniel Ezra, and Jeffrey Maya.
Hey, what's happening? Congratulations, AAFCA. Listen, I've been in this television business for quite some time, so I can appreciate the importance of y'all's support. So I'm thanking you right now. I'm here virtually to help introduce the newest member of our All-American family. Thank you for supporting All-American. We appreciate you. Thank you for appreciating All-American. I have to say, since I've played the role of Billy Baker, I can't help but notice the indelible impression it's made on my life. Just playing a character that is always striving to be the best that he can, whether it's being a father, a coach, a husband, a man, and of course, a Black man. And all of these core values ring true in our newest show as well.
Representation matters, Tay. You know, when I was in high school back in the UK, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was that show for me. And I'm so glad that All American is that show for this generation. Our showrunner, Nkechi Carroll, is a genius, and I love playing Spencer James. He's an athlete who values his family, his community, and his friends. And female athletes represent too. And so this spin-off starring our family, Jeffrey Maya, is another game changer.
Thank you, Daniel. Being Simone is such an honor. I have cherished every moment of this journey on All American and am so ready to experience this evolution in college at Princeton in HBCU for All American Homecoming. Here's a sneak peek of what's in store.
Welcome to Princeton University.
All right, this weekend is about visiting your aunt and having some GAF, some grown-ass fun. Am I right?
It's time to turn up.
Put it on like this. We can get along like this.
You crazy?
I just want some privacy.
I was taking a video of my friends dancing behind you.
My bad.
Why are you amused right now?
I'm sorry. Look, please continue.
Oh, so you think you're cute?
Hey, everything good, babe?
Just a little misunderstanding.
There's a larger, unrealistic burden on Black journalists.
Yes, poetry. Hi, Auntie.
Can't believe you're really here. In the meantime, it's homecoming.
Damon Sims. I knew that cat looked familiar. He one of the top recruits in the country. That boy's a sure thing to go first round to the MLB straight out of high school this year.
Hey, man, how about it?
Thanks, but I'm good, man. I don't want to interrupt.
$1 million baby over here can't waste his arm on little old us.
What's your thing? Tennis? Let's see what you got.
Don't be surprised, that's what I do, I slay.
Do you always warm up that intensely?
Sorry, thought you could hang.
You know this is how I act.
We've worked so hard to get here. You ready to risk injury this weekend for what?
To just be normal.
You're practically a shoo-in at Stanford. And you're gonna throw your whole future away?
Let's not jump to conclusions.
Don't get me started on your mother.
It's way past time you stood up to her for what you want.
Stronger than you think I am, ain't no holding back. Haters throwing shade, I ain't got
I'm Damon.
Simone Hicks.
So what are the chances I can talk you into showing me around campus tomorrow?
Slim to none.
Ouch.
Now we're talking.
Cheers, bitches!
I'm trying to find my mojo again.
How's that going?
Let's just say the competition's a little stiff.
Competition is just motivation.
You have one job when you play. Bring excellence.
I won't be participating in the MLB draft. Instead, I'm committing to play baseball here at Brinkston.
Give in to the fun of a beautifully melanated HBCU experience.
It's a connection to our history, our culture. It's like living in Wakanda every day.
This place is growing on you, isn't it?
Guess I just didn't expect it to feel so full.
Feels like home.
All right, thank you, Jeffrey. I'm very excited for you. You're going to be great. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for the fans. Thank you, AAFCA, for embracing and welcoming Jeffrey. And please stay tuned for All-American Homecoming. Now, without any further ado, please welcome our host, Yvette Nicole Brown.
AAFCA sure knows how to make a woman feel welcomed. Did just introduce me? All right, Stella. If I look familiar, you might recognize me as Shirley Bennett from a little show called Community, where I co-starred with Donald Glover before he did Atlanta. Now, Donald, if you're watching, there can be an alligator woman. Call me. But I do all right. A few years back, I produced a film I wrote called Always a Bridesmaid, starring Javicia Leslie, who is now Batwoman. So apparently a project with me can make all your Hollywood dreams come true. I've also been out here making my own dreams come true. You can find me on Disney Plus's Big Shot as Principal Sherilyn Thomas, plus hear me on Apple TV Plus's Central Park and Disney Junior's The Chicken Squad, among many others. And yes, you might have caught me as a judge on a Black Lady sketch show, and I may be nominated for a Guest Actress and Emmy. It's not bad for a girl from East Cleveland. Now, because TV has been so good to me, I'm even more thrilled to serve as your AAFCA TV Honors host. Here to get the ball rolling with the AAFCA TV Honors Special Achievement Horizon Award is my girl, AAFCA member Carla Renata, AKA the Curvy Critic.
Thank you, Yvette. I see you, girl. Another woman we see is this year's AAFCA TV Honors Special Achievement Horizon Award honoree. It's no small feat to get recognized in 2 countries, but this year's honoree has captured our attention. She's a fresh presence and versatile too. Some of us first noticed her in a big blockbuster, but many of us got to know her on TV. We at AAFCA are more than impressed and truly believe that greater things are to come from our Horizon Award honoree, Naomi Ackie. Let's take a look and find out why.
Most Americans got their first taste of Naomi Ackie on the big screen in Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. As Janna, a former stormtrooper, she commanded our attention.
Skywalker in the Star Wars movie, she's the first Black woman to have a featured role. Is Janna. She was incredible. She's a fighter. She fought against the droids. She was just amazing.
It was amazing seeing her on screen with the afro and just glowing and having, I think, a pivotal role in this series because we got to know Janna and we got to see Janna interact with Finn because she is again the first Black woman that we've seen Finn interacts with, and I think that was very important for me as a sci-fi fan. It was amazing to see.
The thing that's really impressive for me with my interaction with her from the moment we first met to all the way through filming is that Naomi came in with a clear, definitive sense of herself. She had a clear sense of her own worth. She had a clear sense of her own yardstick for what that measuring of worth was. It wasn't based on anything anyone taught her or told her. It was something internal. And it's evident the moment you stand across from her, stand beside her.
Back in her native London, Ackie, a Royal Central School of Speech and Drama grad, made an impression early as the powerless Anna, working for a cruel mistress in Lady Macbeth. For her 2016 film debut, she won the British Independent Film Award for Most Promising Newcomer, as well as recognition as one of Screen International's Stars of Tomorrow. Her role as sociopathic ex-con Bonnie in Netflix's British comedy The End of the Effing World earned her the BAFTA TV Award for Best Supporting Actress.
But I have to believe that it is never, ever too late for a child.
With unforgettable roles in Steve McQueen's Small Axe,
in which she plays Hazel, a school psychologist who is fighting against systemic racism and trying to stop hundreds of Black kids from being mislabeled as educationally subnormal. And she's the one who basically comes in and meets Kingsley and says, you know, we have to do something. We have to talk to these parents. We have to let them know what's going on and bring awareness to this so that we can stop this from happening.
And Master of None opposite Lena Waithe's Denise as Alicia.
Someone's open every day for the rest of your life.
She brings this layered, really complex performance of a woman who is determined to have a baby, even if it destroys her marriage. And as someone who is so emotive and so skilled at showing how hard it is to do this, how hard it is to face fertility issues without actually saying anything.
Together, we're gonna harvest these eggs, and it's gonna be so many eggs in that petri dish that you're not gonna have enough space in your lab. Yeah? All right, we're getting this done. I just came in to tell you that.
You want to really bring who that person is into the scene as well as their character, because that's going to make it more real and more grounded. And I think the reason why people like the character of Alicia so much is because Naomi helped to breathe life into her. And there's so much of Naomi, I think, in Alicia as well. And I think that's what makes the character interesting. And that's what makes, I think, the season so fun to watch, because she's fun to watch. And because of that, I think we were fun to watch together.
Aki is proving just how limitless her talents really are. Already tapped to play the iconic Whitney Houston in the big screen biopic I Wanna Dance with Somebody, Naomi Ackie is clearly taking legendary steps of her own.
Congratulations, Naomi, on receiving the Horizon Award. There's so many wonderful things on your horizon, and I can't wait to see what you do next. It really is an honor and a privilege to be able to have said I shared the screen with you. You're amazing, and I'm glad I got in early, because it's going to be pretty hard to get you on the phone, even though it's already hard to get you on the phone because you don't have an assistant, but that will change. No, I love you, you know that, and I can't wait to see what you do next. Lots of love. Peace.
With an eye towards an even brighter road ahead, AAFCA presents Naomi Ackie with his 2021 AAFCA TV Honors Special Achievement Horizon Award. Congratulations, girl.
Thank you, AAFCA, for honoring me with this award. It means so much to be acknowledged by the African American Film Critics Association. I'd love to thank Gil Robertson and all the other AAFCA members. I'm sending you guys so much love and gratitude. I'd love to thank Aziz Ansari, Lena Waithe, Alan Yang, and the rest of the cast and crew for bringing me on board to make this beautiful story. And I'd like to thank Netflix for helping us share this beautiful story with the world. Again, just a huge, huge thank you for this incredible honor. Have a beautiful night. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
In these challenging times, laughter has been our friend, so this category means a little more than usual. Here to present the AAFCA TV Honors Best Comedy Award are AAFCA members Thomasina Farrar and KB.
Hi, KB here, and I love to laugh. And sometimes it's even sweeter or maybe even funnier when estrogen is involved.
Yes, the estrogen or Black girl magic, as a lot of us like to call it, is what makes this year's AAFCA TV Honors Best Comedy Award winner even more special. When Robin Thede assembled a crew of other funny Black women, she created a super wave of laughter not ever seen before on TV in this form.
Finding the funny while also highlighting body positivity, and somehow, Thomasina, Robin Thede and her hilarious crew, or Ladies in the Name of Laughter, Gabrielle Dennis, Ashley Nicole Black, Lacey Mosley, and Sky Townsend, made season 2 happen in the middle of a pandemic.
And boy, did we need it. Let's take a look back at season 2, shall we?
Oh, you thought a pandemic was gonna stop me? Start up that Spike Lee dolly shot, because I've been silent for too long. That's right, it's me, Dr. Hadassah Olayinka Ali Youngman. Google me, then throw your smartphone in the trash. It's making you stupid. See, 5G was created to infiltrate our brains with the devil's propaganda. TikTok, you're wasting your fertile years on the ground.
Hey, the party has arrived.
We are proud to present the 2021 AAFCA TV Honors Award for Best Comedy to HBO's A Black Lady Sketch Show.
Thank you so much to AAFCA and all the folks who voted for Black Lady Sketch Show for Best TV Comedy. I am thrilled. This is our own people giving us this award. This means the world to us. We are a show that has been created, ever since I first thought of this show, to celebrate Black women and to show us in so many different types of lights and to show the world what we can do. And we're only just getting started. So this honor means the most to us. Thank you to my cast, my crew, my writers, to our amazing producers, including the one, the only Issa Rae. To our partners at HBO and Jax Media. I could not be more thrilled and honored to get this award in particular. Thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts, and we hope we keep making you proud.
Writing is at the core of any successful TV show, and this importance is not lost at AAFCA. Here to present this year's AAFCA TV Honors for Best Writing is AAFCA member Lisa Kennedy.
Without the words on the page, actors literally have nowhere to go. But too often in the past, those words have not reflected us, especially not in real time. That has not been the case with Queen Sugar. Under Ava DuVernay's guidance, this show has unapologetically reflected us across the board. Police brutality, the pandemic, substance abuse, complicated relationships, politics, and parenting challenges. Those are just a few of the topics this show and its writers have covered from our point of view. And they have done so even more beautifully this past season. Let's take a look.
His name is Andre Nixon. He was only 19 years old the night he said you and your cop friends beat him until he could no longer walk.
Wait a minute, no.
Please don't say you don't know this man. Because he definitely knows you.
For being such a beautifully written reflection of us through the characters of Ralph Angel, Darla, Nova, Charlie, Micah, Aunt Vi, Hollywood, Blue, Mr. Prosper, and yeah, even Davis. Especially during these challenging times, AAFCA is thrilled to present this year's AAFCA TV Honors Award for Best Writing to Queen Sugar.
Hi, what a joy and a pleasure to accept this award on behalf of the Queen Sugar Writers team. This writing room was one filled with all kinds of people who really cared about the task at hand. When we started the season, I asked everyone, we have the privilege of speaking to people about Black folks in this pandemic and the quarantine and what it meant to be Black in 2020 during Trump, during health crisis, during political upheaval. And they rose to the challenge and hand in hand with me created a season of television that I feel really stands apart. And so to know that AAFCA and the African American Film Critics Association feels the same is deeply meaningful to all of us. Shout out to all of our writers in the room, all of our support team in the room, and all of the people on the set that bring the scripts to life. A writer's award is nothing if it is not made. And the crew in Louisiana, in New Orleans, made it. They let the words come to life off the page. And the editors who cut it all together. For all of you, I thank you. And on behalf of all of them, we thank you, African American Film Critics Association. Thanks.
From rocking Broadway stages to serving up laughs on the small screen, he never fails to entertain. As the voice of Cole Tillerman, he channels his inner teenager and helps ground Apple TV Plus's delightful animated series, Central Park. To introduce our next very special honor is the incredible Titus Burgess.
Black excellence is a goal for so many of us, especially in this industry where it can mean so much more to more than just us. So, whenever someone reaches that mark, we must give them their flowers. To present the AAFCA TV Honors Special Achievement Salute to Excellence Award to a more than deserving honoree, please welcome AAFCA member Jasmine Simpkins.
Thank you, Titus.
Black women who make us laugh are not as plentiful as they should be, but the numbers are increasing, and that has a lot to do with this honoree. Since her breakout role over 20 years ago and a comedy career spanning over 3 decades, she's helped pave the way for others. Blessed with the ability to make us laugh and think, she has literally sprinkled her magic all throughout many mediums, whether it be television, movies, specials, voiceovers, hosting, producing, or writing. Yes, she does it all. Her courage to stand in her truth has helped so many others stand in theirs. To consistently bring the heat this many years later doesn't happen without hard work, but yet she continues to top herself, which is why she is our AAFCA TV Honors Special Achievement Salute to Excellence honoree. Let's take a look.
Run it.
Where you come from? No one said your name 3 times.
Innovative, funny, edgy, supportive, and creative. These are just a few of the qualities that describe Wanda Sykes. From The Chris Rock Show, comedy specials like Wanda Sykes' Not Normal, to her latest sitcom coup, The Upshaws, which she co-created, executive produces, helps write, and even co-stars with fellow comedy titan Mike Epps and TV legend Kim Fields, she has kept us in stitches and in awe.
I have the great joy and honor of playing Wanda Sykes' sister on a show that she co-created called The Upshaws for Netflix.
Damn, I never thought I'd get Me Too'd by my own sister.
And when I tell you I had the most amazing time working alongside of her, working with her, truly one of the wittiest people I've ever met in my life. So quick. How are you that quick?
She is raw. She is real. You never have to wonder what she thinks or what she's going to say or how she's going to say it or who she's going to say it to. And I won't hold it against her that she went to Hampton, although Howard is the better HU.
Bold, outspoken, and sharp, this Hampton alum didn't just crash through barriers for herself. She's made it a point to leave the door wide open for other women comedians.
I did Last Comic Standing a few months after my grandmother died of cancer and my uncle was murdered in a hate crime. Wanda Sykes was the executive producer along with Paige Hurwitz that season. One of the things that I will always remember about that, in addition to Wanda telling me to fight for my spot, was that they did not allow the production, the television show, the network, or anything else to turn my story into trauma porn. They kept it just about the comedy. And that experience alone speaks volumes to who Wanda Sykes is in comedy, as a producer, as an actor, as a woman.
But she's so much more. She's those things and more, everything. And I'm convinced that if I needed help with making a frittata or getting my oil changed, I'm pretty sure Wanda Sykes could do that too. She can do everything and anything. And I can't wait to see what she does next.
What can I say about Wanda? She's my hero. As a comedian coming from England to America, I was always on the lookout for Black women comics who were trailblazers, who were doing stuff out there. And she was one of those people, from the writing to the sitcoms, to the talk shows, to the movies. I've always looked up to her and always tried to kind of follow the kind of pattern that she had in her career, because I just loved what she was doing.
I got my eye on you. Think you slick, Rifter.
Standing in her own truth and not holding anything back, she bravely shares all of who she is, championing and inspiring so many others in the process.
Wanda Sykes is so much to so many people. She represents African American women so proudly when she gets on stage with that natural hair. She represents the LGBTQ plus community when she gets on there and she's telling authentic stories about her life. So she's representation. Representation matters.
That's what we like about her honesty, and that she's completely true to herself. Doesn't give a damn what anybody thinks. She is who she is. Take it or leave it.
Aren't y'all forgetting somebody?
He cooked, we're cleaning. What are you doing?
Collecting hush money on your little scam.
Comedians say that comedy is one of the hardest jobs to do in this industry. And we know that it's hard to put yourself up on stage and give the crowd your all and wait for somebody to laugh. You know, and Wanda's so fearless in that. Every time she hits the stage, she's fearless. She shows up exactly, authentically who she is.
Now, Lucretia, you deserve that one.
She more than deserves this award. Congratulations, love.
Congratulations to you, Wanda. I love you, sister. You are simply the best.
For her incredible career as a trailblazer, truth teller, and warrior, AAFCA proudly presents the amazing Wanda Sykes with the 2021 AAFCA TV Honors Special Achievement Salute to Excellence Award.
Hello, I'm Wanda Sykes, co-creator, co-showrunner, and co-star of Netflix's The Upshaws. And I want to thank the African American Film Critics Association for honoring me with the Salute to Excellence Award for the 2021 AAFCA TV Honors. This is tremendous. I mean, God is good. And I'm so grateful to AAFCA President Gil Robertson and the AAFCA members. It's always nice to be acknowledged, but it feels really good to be recognized by my own people. So thank you, as well as thank you to Netflix for supporting my various projects over the years, including the latest with The Upshaws. And if you haven't seen it, please check it out. Thank you again so much. God bless.
Someone special has a birthday coming up.
Boy, what I tell you about using the B word?
I can't wait until I'm old enough to do whatever I want.
Wow, Uncle Daniel, you always find the coolest jobs. You know, when I grow up, I'm gonna be just like you.
No, you don't.
I've never kissed a girl before.
Why don't we show you? You put your lips on. Just like
Stop. Unless you want me to show you how I throw up.
Getting old is no fun.
My muscles are turning into marshmallows, and the other day, I found 3 gray hairs. I mean, who am I?
You're not just the strongest man I know. You're the sexiest.
Adults fight their own battles.
You are the woman who does it all.
That's true. Ish. I can fix this.
Here's the glue and the hair.
Oh, God.
I want the world to think my life is as fabulous as everyone else's on IG.
It's a lot of work being you, isn't it?
Stay a while, just to play a while. Have fun just being young. Time can't turn back, though I wish it could. So don't rush your childhood.
You guys can leave the worrying to us, okay? We got you. This family is thriving.
You can't be broken.
No way, no how. I'd say you remind me of me, but we both know I'm one of a kind.
And now it's time for our feature presentation.
Meet Ada Twist, scientist.
Smells like success. I don't know if my nose can handle this much success.
These are her 2 best friends, Rosie Revere, engineer, and Iggy Peck, architect.
I'll design it, and I'll build it, of course.
Together, there's no problem
Screwdriver.
they can't solve.
That was awesome!
Most of the time.
Tonight may not have gone the way you planned, but that doesn't mean you failed.
You know what we need? A today do-over? A unicorn. A brainstorm. Brainstorm, brainstorm. Let our imaginations become great new creations. Brainstorm, 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 brainstorm.
You kids might be onto something with this science stuff.
Yeah!
Ada Twist, scientist.
Every year, networks, established and recently launched, try to find that secret sauce for a successful show. Here to present the AAFCA TV Honors Award for Best New Show to the one that found it is AAFCA member Jacqueline Coley.
When you have a queen leading any cast, you have to expect magic. And that is the case for this show. It's a reboot that's previously been a hit on the big and small screen, but usually with men in charge. This time, though, there's a mighty twist. A mother deciding her previous employment is not conducive to her life as a divorcee, co-parenting her daughter with her ex and her aunt, trading it all in and to serve as a guardian angel to those in desperate need. And that previous job? An ex-government agent that outwits and even outfights bad guys. When it comes to diversity in mainstream TV, there is no mistake in this show's name, with Queen Latifah as Robin McCall, Lorraine Toussaint as Aunt Viv, and Layla DeLeon Hayes as her daughter Delilah leading the charge. This revolution is Black woman approved. AAFCA is pleased to present the AAFCA TV Honors Award to The Equalizer on CBS.
Thank you to everyone at the African American Film Critics Association and all the committee members who recognize The Equalizer. We're so honored to be here accepting this award for Best New Series. This organization highlights content that offers, and I quote, profound and refreshing representation of the world in which we live. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. Refreshing representation of the world in which we live. I love that. I mean, it's truly a goal for us at Universal Studio Group to partner with storytellers like Deborah Martin Chase, Andrew Marlowe, and Terry Miller, and our incredible cast led by the one and only Queen Latifah, to tell universal stories that represent the world we live in. For me personally, as a Black female studio head, it means so much to be working with a venerable Black female producer like Deborah to bring this incredible image of a Black woman to the screen. This show, The Equalizer, the #1 drama of the 2020-21 television season, represents my world, our world.
Our show is culturally relevant. It exists in the real world, but by the same token, we hope it's timeless because its core message is about providing justice to everyday people. Latifah, our amazing showrunners, my fellow EPs, and I, we started developing this show before COVID and before Black Lives Matter. In a world where Michelle Obama and Kamala Harris and Stacey Abrams exist, we thought it was finally time that a Black woman action heroine on television kick butt and also care deeply about the people in the world around her. And we also wanted to remind people in these times where there's social injustice and unequal opportunities that we each have the ability to change the lives of others, to change the world around us, just like Robin McCall. We have had the most amazing partners on this journey: Universal Television, Perlina, thank you, and CBS, who have from the very start believed in the show, had our back, promoted the heck out of us, Super Bowl, and just supported us every step of the way. We couldn't be more grateful. And Gil, thank you. Thank AAFCA for your support and belief in us. We just started shooting season 2 this week, so we will be back again in October. Thank you.
One of television's greatest gifts is time, the time to explore and develop. That time is especially useful when the truth needs space to breathe. And this award is proof of that. To present the AAFCA TV Honors Award for Best Docuseries, please welcome AAFCA members Ruben Peralta-Regard and Tyra Martin.
A pinch of this and a dash of that takes on new meaning in this docuseries that celebrates not just the culinary traditions, but the heritage preserved through the recipes and practices that connect us all to the African continent. The end result is satisfying. It's a full serving of soul and culture that fills far more than the belly.
Tracing the roots of our racial injustice is not a simple task, but this man is always up for the challenge. Based in part around a book published in the 1990s, this docuseries takes viewers through a comprehensive examination of the impact colonization, genocide, imperialism, and white supremacy that has been present until this day with bigotry and hatred.
We were so captivated by these 2 docuseries that there is a tie for this honor, and it's easy to see why.
We call our food soul food. Cheers. This type of food, you can feel when you eat it. Ah, that aroma.
The
The truth is, a lot of American food has its roots in African American food, traditions, and ingenuity.
Can you see it already smells like mac and cheese? This standard yummy dish has a really old history.
I'm Stephen Satterfield, and I'm on a journey to uncover the stories of African American food and meet the new generation preserving our history.
Wow, this is a showstopper.
Our story is America.
There is this one short, simple sentence that sums up the history of the Western world. It says nothing about anything to be rightly proud of. It simply tells the truth. We prefer to forget. It's not an easy story to tell, because the story still continues today. Exterminate all the brutes.
The co-winners of the AAFCA TV Honors Awards for Best Docu-Series are Netflix High on the Hog, How African American Cuisine Transformed America,
and Raoul Peck's Exterminate All the Brutes for HBO.
Thank you so much, African American Film Critics Association, for this incredible honor. Firstly, I have to thank Dr. Jessica B. Harris for her incredible book, for inspiring this series and inspiring many with her work over the years. I have to thank my producing partner at One Story Up, Jeff Martz, and our wonderful EPs, Fabienne Toback and Karis Jagger, and of course, our really thoughtful and incredibly talented host, Stephen Satterfield. This show really was something very personal to me. I grew up in a Gullah Geechee family. We owned restaurants. Food was our life and our culture. And I'm so happy that we could bring this show to the world. And I have to thank Netflix for doing that. And I want to also thank Netflix for season 2. So stay tuned for season 2. And thank you again, African American Film Critics Association. And now I'm going to throw it to Fabienne and Karis.
Thank you so much, AAFCA. In receiving this award, you recognize the importance of us telling our own stories. We are beyond thrilled, and High on the Hog would not have been made possible without the many talents of our fabulous crew, from the leadership of our showrunner, Shoshana Guy, to the beautiful, elegant cinematography of Jerry Henry. Big thanks and gratitude to Roger Ross Williams, Jeff Martz, and to Sarba Das.
We want to thank Netflix for believing in High on the Hog, Adam Del Deo, Xana, Cam, and the rest of the amazing team. Stephen Satterfield, our amazing host, for his strength and gentle spirit, but most of all, to Dr. Jessica B. Harris for her incredible book and entrusting us with it. And we are so excited for season 2. May we continue to shine a light on untold histories. Thank you.
Dear members of the African American Film Critics Association, dear colleagues and friends, I would like to thank you sincerely for this 2021 Best Docu-Series Award for Exterminate All the Brutes. History teaches us that nothing can be achieved without a fight. But most of all, it teaches us that we cannot fight if we don't know our history. Ours have been silenced, repressed, deformed, to a point of complete alienation of ourselves, and so disfigured and betrayed as to leave us doubting of our right to exist. But we know better today. Thanks to the work of our scholars, our historians, our artists, and our unflappable storytellers, and as well to the strength of our oral traditions. But our real victory will stand when we will be capable to decide for ourselves, both individually and collectively, what story needs to be told, how, when, and with whom. Until that day, we cannot cease to agitate and break every door, window, gate, or wall of whatever inherited situation we have to deal with. We bear the responsibility to make these changes irreversible. Thank you again very much for this award.
When it comes to recognizing and rewarding exceptional creativity, 2 organizations are better than just one. So AAFCA continues to join forces with AdColor, its powerful ally that fights for diversity in the creative and technology industries, to present the AAFCA TV Honors AdColor Special Achievement Breakout Creative Award. And here to handle that honor is a woman who uses her powers for good, Kelly L. Carter.
Creating work that has something to say is not an easy feat. Yet this creative has made it look so effortless, inviting us into a space of our own trauma and healing that forces us to recognize how sexual assault plays out in our contemporary world. And she does so through humor, through the power of friendship, and through compassion. In a space where Black women are so often unseen, she not only demands that we are recognized, but doubles down on the fact that all women are victims of sexual assault. Let's take a look at her work and impact.
We're watching our favorite German TV show.
Science.
Animation at the same time.
Oh, how'd you get that?
Can't remember.
Listen to the sounds and I follow the beats again. All white walls, I see all white walls.
Michaela Cole and I Will Destroy You is groundbreaking television.
With I May Destroy You, Michaela Cole was able to bring a narrative that was never explored on television before, particularly through sexual assault and abuse from a Black woman's perspective.
Creating work so transformative it breathes new life and understanding into the trauma and healing of sexual assault was not even a goal before Michaela Cole did it. A new blueprint of what is possible through art, I May Destroy You uncovers not just tragedy, but also triumph.
How'd you smash your phone?
I don't know.
Michaela Cole took the torch from Tarana Burke, and she's uncovering these themes of consent.
It's such a specific show to Michaela Cole's experience of being sexually assaulted, but for many of us, it was not only entertaining, not only illuminating and eye-opening and a revelation about like Black people in the UK, but even those of us who may not have experienced assault or who live in London can appreciate the show.
There's not one woman anywhere of any age who has not been in one of those positions, has not been one of those characters, has not heard that story, has not tried to be an ally, be a friend, be brave yourself. And she brought all of those moments to life.
As the creator, writer, star, director, producer, and more of I May Destroy You, the already impressive Cole, who brought us chewing gum, completely defies all limitations to fully own her own story, telling it in her own voice, from her own experiences, while also leaving room for others.
When they talk about rape culture, when they talk about just, even the Me Too stories, they're all, centering whiteness in a way that, makes the story seem like it's a story just for white women, but that's not the case.
Rather than tiptoeing around taboos and potential discomfort, she dives right in. I feel in an attempt to normalize what we know already exists. By this I mean Black girls taking drugs and enjoying sex and seeking pleasure. Acknowledging Black queer men exist in our community and more of their stories need to be told.
Michaela Cole didn't only go into stories about her main character, Arabella, but she combed through layers of how gay men are perceived in society, especially around areas of consent. And that's honestly something I hadn't thought much about before this show.
And in that place, where rules, clarity, law, and separation cease to exist, we will show you exactly what we mean by violation.
I May Destroy You was hands down one of my top 3 favorite shows to watch.
This award is going to Michaela because she absolutely deserves it.
They're calling Michaela Cole the British Issa Rae, and I think she's in a lane of her own.
The soundtrack is fire. The way it's shot is fire. The way she coordinates with her friends, and she infuses it with humor so that we're not just all like, oh my goodness, what is happening right now? But I can't think of a better person ever to receive this award from AAFCA. Congratulations, Michaela Cole. You destroyed us.
2021 AAFCA TV Honors Ad Color Special Achievement Breakout Creative Award, Michaela Cole.
In selecting honorees for this award, AAFCA and AdColor look for innovation, boldness of vision, and other exemplary qualities that make a statement. Embodying these qualities and more, Michaela Cole rises above, setting her own bar, alerting those coming behind her that things have forever changed here on out, which is why she is the recipient of the 2021 AAFCA TV Honors AdColor Special Achievement Breakout Creative Award.
Hello, AAFCA. I would like to say thank you so much for this award. It means the world that I May Destroy You, which was filmed all the way across the pond on my European continent, could be seen and heard by you guys in America, by Black people in America, that you saw yourselves, rightly so, in the work. It means a lot. And the biggest shame is that this isn't happening in real life, and that I don't get to meet Matthew Cherry and Bong Joon-ho and see Jordan Peele again, and all these icons that you have also honored over the years. The work, both on screen and in books, sound, music of America, of Black America, has been fundamental to who I am, has shaped me as a person. And that's why it feels like such an honor to receive this award. And hopefully, one day we'll be able to do this, and there'll be a room with people, Black people, gathering and meeting. But until then, thank you.
Movies make us emotional, and this year's winner has us all in our feelings. Here to present the heartwarming winner of the AAFCA TV Honors Award for Best Movie are AAFCA members Anita Bennett and Chris Witherspoon.
There is something magical about falling in love to the right soundtrack, and this film does not miss a beat. The Nearness of You from the George Shearing Quintet featuring Nancy Wilson, Summertime by Sam Cooke, and Do You Love Me from the Contours, just to name a few.
Set during a time when so many other movies only focus on our pain, this beautiful film allows us to dream, to get messy, and most importantly, to explore romance with Tessa Thompson and Nnamdi Asomugha as swoon-worthy lovers, Sylvie and Robert.
A musician and a music lover, two dreamers in the civil rights era America, finding and losing each other, hopefully to find each other again. What's not to love? Let's reminisce.
Can I ask you a question? If last night was such a mistake, why are you so bent out of shape about me dancing with somebody else?
Because, mistake or not, when a girl is kissed by a guy, she'd like to think that she's the only girl that guy's been kissing. So you carrying on with what's-her-face doesn't make me feel very special.
Well, the only reason I was carrying on with her in the first place is because of you telling me this was all a big mistake. That doesn't make me feel very special either. Matter of fact, it made me feel pretty ordinary.
Well, you're not ordinary to me. In fact, I think you're one of the most extraordinary people I've ever met.
This year's winner of the AAFCA TV Honors Award for Best Movie is the delightful and beautifully done Sylvie's Love from Amazon.
Hey, everybody. First of all, on behalf of the entire cast and crew, I'd like to thank Gil Robertson and the African American Film Critics Association for this Best Television Movie Award. While it's nice to have your work recognized by your colleagues, is particularly poignant when those colleagues look like you. Representation is important, and it's everything to me. You know, growing up in Harlem, I can recall looking through my own family photo albums and thinking that the photos I saw of my family told a very different story of Black life than I saw represented in the movies. The photos told a story of a timelessly elegant people who, even through adversity, found a way out of no way. While our film set during the Civil Rights Movement, rather than focus on our struggles, we wanted to tell a story that focused on our humanity. And what more human emotion is there than love? After an incredibly challenging year leading up to our film's release last Christmas, I think the one thing we all so desperately needed was a little bit of love. Thank you, Jen Salke at Amazon Studios, I Am 21, Gabrielle Glore, and the incredible Tessa Thompson and Nnamdi Asomugha for their extraordinary work in this film. And thank you very much for this honor.
You think Black Lives Matter? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Why? Because I have one.
She made it okay for people to say it's all right to be me.
Limited series tell stories too long for movies and too short for an ongoing TV show. Because of them, a Pulitzer Prize-winning novel delving into one of the darkest periods of our history can become an explosive television experience. Here to present the AAFCA TV Honors Award for Best Limited Series are AAFCA members Reggie Ponder and Kathia Woods.
Art should challenge us, and few works prove that as powerfully as this one. It's difficult for sure, as anything so full of trauma should be, but it's also worthwhile. A visual odyssey from Moonlight and If Beale Street Could Talk director Barry Jenkins, this series is nothing like anything we've ever seen starring us.
Filled with gut-wrenching performances from newcomers like Thuso Mbedu as Cora, Aaron Pierre as Caesar, and Chase W. Dillon as Homer, along with a few surprises from The Good Place's William Jackson Harper as Royal, this series makes you angry. It makes you sad, and most of all, it makes you reflect. Let's take a look.
Anything in this country.
The AAFCA TV Honors Award for Best Limited Series goes to Amazon's The Underground Railroad.
On behalf of myself, Amazon, and the entire cast and crew, thank you to AAFCA for this wonderful distinction as Best Limited Series. It takes a village to create any film. It certainly took a village to create the series, and so I accept this on behalf of the cast and crew of the show, and more importantly, on behalf of all the loved ones of the cast and crew of this show who supported us all through this endeavor. As I've said before, AAFCA's always had my back, and it was really wonderful to see so many of the members of the organization really dig in, see the show, reflect about the show, write about it, and share it in as passionate a way as we made it. And whether we receive this distinction or not, I've always felt that way. And receiving this distinction is just a really wonderful confirmation. When you make these things, if the whole point of it is for it to be seen, and there's no way to deny that AAFCA did see us, and for that, we are most appreciative. So much love on behalf of myself and the cast and crew. I just can't thank you all enough. Much respect.
During this pandemic, our world has become smaller, but thanks to streaming, it's never been bigger. And this next award reflects that. To present the AAFCA TV Honors Special Achievement Best International Production Award, please welcome Anthony Johnson and Mercedes Springer.
France is not just a country for love. It's also a nation ripe for mystery and intrigue, and few shows have captured this mischievous spirit better than this one. A master thief played by a real-life trailblazer makes it hard not to be enthralled by the intoxicating cat and mouse game he plays with the police and his ultimate rival.
So rarely have American audiences been able to experience such a high-quality series from another country starring a Black man, from that country to boot. This one literally had us on the edge of our couches the entire time. And as we can see, there are plenty of reasons why that matters. Take a look.
Merci. Omar Sy and Paris are indeed a winning combination. As Hussein Diop in the Netflix series Lupin, Sy, the first Black winner of France's coveted Caesar for Best Actor, and his cast literally captivated the world, attracting more than 70 million viewers in just 1 month. Inserting a very real, native Black presence, both French and African, into this narrative with the City of Lights at its core, Sy in his role as a French master thief, a Senegalese immigrant using brains and cunning to avenge a devastating wrong, helps to refashion a more diverse and inclusive version of a century-old French literary staple.
Lupin was a surprise hit for Netflix, I think largely because of the work of the star Omar Sy, playing this very crafty, really charismatic con man.
You got a flat tire.
I do?
Take a look. I guess it was the other car.
Who is dedicated to turning the tables on some of the people in his life who have wronged him, and also trying to find a way to make it up to his family.
What an amazing performance, and in an incredible way manages to take the dark parts of our personalities, the things that we're capable of that you might not be so proud of, and shows us how to transform those things into good, into things that benefit your family, values that he holds that, he might take the sketchy road to get there, but it's so satisfying.
Here you have Omar Sy. He's tall, he's dashing. He is a gentleman's thief, not a criminal, but a professional thief. That is something that we have not seen in this genre whatsoever. And to make it into a literary tie is just extraordinary. And again, Omar Sy is just so charming. So it was no surprise to see Lupin succeed.
Lupin's runaway success is yet another winning goal, showing the world that international stories starring and centering Black characters and actors do bring home ratings and entertainment gold.
In celebration of its impact in France and beyond, creating greater possibilities for vibrant stories, unafraid to be bold and inclusive,
AAFCA presents the 2021 AAFCA TV Honors Special Achievement Best International Production Award to Netflix's Lupin.
Hello, my name is Omar Sy, and I wanted to thank the African American Film Critics Association for honoring Lupin with the 2021 AAFCA TV Honors Outstanding International Production Award. This is a tremendous honor for all of us, and I would like to thank the AAFCA President Jill Robertson and the AAFCA members, Netflix for presenting the amazing series to the world. So I want to thank Damien Couvreur, Netflix executive, George Kay, creator and and showrunner of the show, Louis Leterrier, the director, my castmates, Louis-Divine Sagnier, Fargas Assande, Mamadou Aïdara, Ethan Simon, Antoine Gouy, And on behalf of all of us, I wanted to thank DFK for this honor. So thank you very much. We are so proud and happy. It means a lot to all of us.
Hello, my name is George Kay. I'm the creator and showrunner of Lupin. I want to say a huge thank you to AAFCA for giving Lupin the award of Outstanding International Program. And thank you, Gil, and everyone in your association. It means a great deal. I'd like to thank Netflix, Damien Couvrier in France for his support, Gaumont, Nathan Frank, our producer, Louis Leterrier, our director, our amazing cast, but most of all, Omar Sy, who is our Lupin, and without whom we would not have a show. So thank you, AAFCA, once again. We're really proud.
Television can be a powerful lens through which we see ourselves, and this year's winner is an example of just that. Please welcome pioneering TV critic and AAFCA member Eric Deggans to present the AAFCA TV Honors Award for Best Drama.
Adapted from a novel, this series, launched in 2016, so unconventional for TV, about a Louisiana family outside New Orleans tied to the land, has been a gift to the medium, following us in real time, taking its time to humanize us in ways never attempted in the past. This show has given us characters who become family, or at least mirrored many of our own, who navigate not just their personal lives, but the world around them, bringing a personal focus to a myriad of issues. And this past season, they did not disappoint, tackling and personalizing George Floyd's murder and COVID-19, while also dealing with all the other curveballs that life brings. Let's take a look.
I honor Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown Jr., Sandra Bland, Eric Gardner, Natasha McKenna, Tamir Rice, Philando Castile, Alton Sterling, Betty Jones, India Kager, Freddie Carlos Gray Jr., Jordan Davis, Dominique Fells, Raya Milton, Walter Lamar Scott, Antoine Rose II, Tatiana Coquise Jefferson, Michelle Cousseau, Elijah McClain, Daniel Prude, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd.
What creator Ava DuVernay has developed with the cast, writers, producers, and rotating team of all female directors on the Oprah Winfrey Network continues to be extraordinary. The winner of this year's AAFCA TV Honors Award for Best Drama is Queen Sugar on OWN. Congratulations.
On behalf of the Queen Sugar cast and crew, OWN, Warner Brothers Television, and Array, thank you to the African American Film Critics Association and Gil Robertson for this recognition. We all know it takes an entire family to build a show like this, but what I'm so personally proud of is how Queen Sugar has, year after year, continued to create beautiful, meaningful, and nuanced storylines that capture your attention. 5 years in, for Queen Sugar to be honored as Best Drama is truly incredible, especially considering all that went into making our 5th season happen. I'm grateful to every person who plays a role in crafting this world. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for this honor.
Widening the lens through which we see the UK is an epic undertaking, which is why our next honoree is so significant. And here to reward him with the AAFCA TV Honors Special Achievement Game Changer Award for this monumental achievement is AAFCA member Rebecca Ford.
The image of the United Kingdom so many of us have has largely been one-sided. Too few of us know of its incredible West Indian presence, especially the Windrush generation and beyond. But Small Axe, this ambitious package of standalone films, is helping to change that. Pulling together some of the best talent, both established and emerging, Small Axe from Amazon delves deep to reveal those challenges and triumphs. Ultimately, it expands our collective narrative, showing that Black stories are global, that police brutality and systemic oppression especially are ills that are not exclusive to the United States. And this man, Steve McQueen, has used his juice, his power, to facilitate this higher plane of collective understanding and reckoning. Let's explore the how, the why, and its impact.
Can't talk. I know you guys are good at talking. Why didn't you back me?
We need to defend ourselves against power.
Yeah, I'm right.
You're silent now! Why do you back me?
Small Axe has no equal. Steve McQueen's spotlight on the West Indian experience in the UK, tapping some of its biggest stars, including John Boyega, Letitia Wright, Sean Parks, Malachi Kirby, and Michael Ward, levels the playing field in ways few could have ever imagined. 5 films: Lovers Rock, Mangrove, Alex Weedy, Red, White, and Blue, and Education. Visually stunning enough to grace the big screen from an award-winning, highly respected Black director, exploring various aspects of Black life in a part of the world largely defined by a greatly exclusionary royal experience outside of it, is revolutionary and, yes, game-changing. Fighting racial injustice and claiming one's space to be Black and free are not perspectives the world typically views from a Black British lens. But Steve McQueen didn't earn his acclaim by playing it safe. From Hunger and Shame to 12 Years a Slave, he's confronted and challenged. And Small Axe is his latest, greatest coup that should forever change and expand the British experience beyond the status quo.
Small Axe was so beautifully done. It was so masterful. It was so Black and beautiful. It was just an accomplishment. I don't know if we'll ever see anything like it.
A Small Axe was very, very impactful because the lack of history of Black people in Britain, it brought it out into the open, and in bringing it out in the open, it made, I think it started something.
You can tell this is a very personal story that gives you a sense of what it was like for Black immigrants to face the racism and the oppression that they had to overcome during that time.
The way that McQueen crafts all the films together, like there's a through line that goes through all of them, but also each one is distinct and unique, and yet you can identify with the characters in every single one of them.
The beauty of Small Axe as a series is that Steve McQueen used his own personal experience to tell the story that was captured in Education, which unpacks and spotlights the horrible treatment of hundreds of Black children in London who were mislabeled as educationally subnormal. And only because of systemic racism did that even happen.
There is a deeply rooted cultural bias.
As the mantra of the entire series states, you know, we are a small axe and you are a large tree, but if we keep trying, we will knock you down. We will defeat the systemic racism.
Steve McQueen did such a fantastic job in being able to translate the past and have it relate to the present. And it's important that we get to learn the history of Black West Indians and the struggles they had in England.
It means a lot to see a work about the region, about the culture with empathy, with thoughtfulness, without being like a side character.
Identity and belonging go hand in hand, and historical work needs to be documented for posterity, especially as Black history isn't taught in schools. The past isn't lost, it's connected to the present. And we have been fighting injustices for a really long time. Those before us need to be acknowledged.
Small Axe was hugely important for us here in the UK, chiefly because it's the stories of our parents. It's the generation that came before me, before Steve, our parents' generation. And what Small Axe has done, especially I think in the United States, has shown that the struggle that Black Brits have had has mirrored the struggle that Black Americans have had.
It'll be kind of an inspiration over here in the States where, you know, we start digging for more and just start digging deeper and start getting closer to our truth about our own history.
Small acts really opened people's eyes. It centered Black stories in the UK, showing people that our experience is indeed a global experience.
Steve McQueen was able to come up with this 5-part anthology series that centered all of us, not just kind of the racial undertones and the microaggressions and even the misogyny that we have to deal with, but also the love, the joy, the relaxation, the peace, the parties, just being able to be our authentic and true selves on screen.
It's just amazing that we got not just one, but 5 extraordinary films from Steve McQueen. And I just love the authenticity and the specific, representation that we got.
So Steve McQueen, thank you for capturing our untold experiences and the resilience within. History isn't lost, it informs the present.
From his early breakthroughs directing Hunger and Shame to his international triumph with 12 Years a Slave, Steve McQueen has earned his acclaim. Channeling it into something bigger than himself, however, is the real prize. For using his power and influence to expand and shift the storytelling landscape to welcome in global Black stories in his native England, the United States, and beyond, AAFCA presents Steve McQueen with the 2021 AAFCA TV Honors Special Achievement Game Changer Award.
Thank you to the African American Film Critics Association for this prestigious award, the Game Changer Award. The way you embrace me and my work ever since 12 Years a Slave has been wonderful. And when I think back at that movie, I think of someone telling me, I remember your impossible movie, but we have made the impossible possible as a collective of Black critics and filmmakers. So I'd like to thank you for that support. Also, I would like to say that Small Axe was about a truth, and a truth that had to be spoken about, had to be seen. These stories changed the narrative of Britain, not just Black Britain, but Britain. And I'm so grateful that I was able to tell them these stories with the help of Amazon and the BBC. So I'd like to say thank you to those particular associations. But again, thank you very much for this wonderful award. Much love. Thank you.
Hers is a career we have watched for years, and she just keeps topping herself. Here to present one of our AAFCA faves with the AAFCA TV Honors Award for Best Actress is AAFCA member Emmanuelle Noisette.
We first witnessed her capabilities on the big screen in Eve's Bayou when she was just a child, and just a few years ago, we marveled at her ease playing Rosalie in Underground. As great as those roles were, her turn as Letty blew us away. Strong, determined, vulnerable, graceful, and loving, she played this Black woman navigating Jim Crow America in a sci-fi fantasy where the real monsters outweighed the imagined ones with guns all blazing. Let's take a look.
Now, God, the man that I love, I'm begging you, God, I'm begging you, please, God, please, protect him. Put your shield of armor around him as he says that spell, God. Oh. And please, God, extend your grace to Emma's family, to Mamie. In your mighty name, I pray. Amen.
It's truly my pleasure to present one of the most talented actresses in the game with the well-deserved AAFCA TV Honors Award for Best Actress for her blockbuster performance as Letty in Lovecraft Country on HBO. Ladies and gentlemen, Journey Smollett.
Thank you, AAFCA, for this honor. Playing Letty Lewis, being a part of this disruptive story has been one of the real profound privileges of my life. And, the words of the great teacher, Julia Cameron, come to mind when she talks about creativity being God's gift to us, and using our creativity is our gift back to God. And so I just want to thank everyone who helped me be my most creative self in bringing Letty to life. My creative soul sister, Misha Green, our genius showrunner, writer, creator. Thank you for creating a space for us Black creatives, us artists, to show up in all our colorful glory and play in a space we far too often are shut out from. To our producers, J.J. Abrams, Jordan Peele, Ben Stevenson, the whole Bad Robot and Monkey Paw team, to Matt Ruff for creating these characters in such an amazing book. Our amazing cast, the thunder to my lightning, Jonathan Majors. Playing in the playground with you has been so special. Congrats on your honor. Michael, Courtney, Wumi, Anjanou, Abby, Jada, Jamie, and Jordan. I love you all so much. And there would be no Letty without you. To my team at 360, CAA, Lee, the great Nina Shaw, and last but not least, my family, my queen, my mommy, my siblings, Jojo, Jazz, Jussie, Jake, Jockey, and my baby Hunter. You all are my heart, you're my rocks, and I love you so much. And thank you to the community for lifting us up and celebrating Lovecraft Country and celebrating us in such a loud and loving way. Mwah. Peace.
He has emerged as an acting force that just keeps on delivering. And in this role, he creates a lane all his very own. Here to present him with the AAFCA TV Honors Award for Best Actor, please welcome AAFCA member Sharonda Williams.
Atticus Tick Freeman isn't the Black man we so often see depicted in television's portrait of Jim Crow America. He is smart, curious, and family-oriented, while also haunted by his very real human feelings, some generated by generational trauma. As the leading man of this sci-fi fantasy, steeped in the real horror of this country's racial injustice, our hero rarely lets us down. Let's take a look.
Stories are like people. Love them doesn't make them perfect. You just try and cherish them, overlook their flaws.
Yeah, but the flaws are still there.
Yeah, they are. But I love Pope stories. I love that the heroes get to go on adventures in other worlds, defy insurmountable odds, defeat the monster, save the day. Little Negro boys from the South Side of Chicago, the only tourists that get to do that.
And the AAFCA TV Honors Award for Best Actor goes to the phenomenally talented Jonathan Majors for his amazing portrayal of Atticus Tick Freeman, giving space and permission to the many blurs among us, while also destroying the myths and stereotypes that place limitations on who Black men can be on and off the small screen.
Dearest members of AAFCA, in such a time as this, in such a year for our culture, in such a year for our country, in such a year in cinema and TV, it is a great honor to be the recipient of this Best Actor Award. I just want to take a brief moment and just say this is not in any ways about the work, but who the work is for and what the work can do. And in a year of such hurt and pain within our culture, it moves me that the story of Atticus and the characters of Lovecraft touched our community and continued the protest and the movement forward. I want to dedicate this to all our fallen brothers and sisters and say, we continue, we push on, we move forward. And again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much.
In the Hollywood battlefield for greater diversity and inclusion in the industry at large, one brand has built its identity around these core values, serving as a blueprint that shows why diversity and inclusion absolutely works. Here to present the AAFCA TV Honors Special Achievement Inclusion Award, please welcome AAFCA members KJ Matthews and DJ Chris Stiles.
It's truly hard to imagine television without such great shows as The Wire, Boardwalk Empire, and The Watchmen, or movies like The Tuskegee Airmen, Reflection of Us.
Now, early on, they responded to the call of diversity and inclusion, creating programming in all genres, running the gamut from stand-up, comedy, and drama to sci-fi, documentaries, and beyond.
They made us cry, laugh, think, and so much more. Most importantly, they painted us into the past, present, and future of TV. Let's take a look.
Y'all better pose.
Yes, sis. Thing is, you gotta be patient.
I love stories. Heroes go on adventures in other worlds. Stories are like the living thing.
Long before diversity and inclusion became an industry ideal, HBO was putting it into practice. From such groundbreaking shows as The Wire.
Two kinds of kids walking in this building. Stoop kids, corner kids. No, stoop kids. They're the ones that stay on the front steps when their parents tell them. The others go down to the corners.
To movies ranging from The Tuskegee Airmen.
Welcome to Tuskegee Army Airfield.
And introducing Dorothy Dandridge.
Good evening. I'm Dorothy Dandridge.
Not to mention such award-winning documentaries such as Spike Lee's Four Little Girls and the culture-shifting Deft Comedy Jam spotlighting Black comedians. Cutting Edge and HBO have long been synonymous. On the brink of its 50th anniversary, it hasn't slowed up. Through both its flagship HBO and now its streaming edition, HBO Max, it continues to hit a grand slam in content. Insecure.
Where are all the good men at? Where are your exes? Let me run up on them like you're running up on mine.
Lovecraft Country.
I gotta face this new world head on and stake my claim in it.
You have a secret legacy, a birthright that's been kept from you in Lovecraft Country.
A Black Lady sketch show. I May Destroy You.
How are you doing? Just sometimes it gets a bit much. I just need to gather the pieces, any of the pieces.
As well as the more experimental Pause with Sam J, have given Black women especially platforms that once excluded them. Showcasing hard-hitting documentaries and docu-series like Atlanta's Missing and Murdered about the Atlanta child murders, The Legend of the Underground, exploring the oppressive conditions of Nigeria's LGBTQ+ community, and 40 Years a Prisoner, about the controversial police raid on Move and its aftermath in Philadelphia on both HBO and HBO Max, is proof positive that resting on its laurels is not an option. When it comes to inclusion, HBO Max breaks its own mold.
Now, for leading by example with diversity and excellence embedded in its DNA, and not forgetting those core values with its expansion into the streaming universe, AAFCA is especially honored to present HBO and HBO Max with the 2021 AAFCA TV Honors Special Achievement Inclusion Award.
On behalf of Casey Bloys and everyone at HBO and HBO Max, I want to thank Gil Robertson and the African American Film Critics Association for the TV Honors Inclusion Award. In the close to 26 years that I've worked at HBO and now HBO Max, I've always known HBO to be a place that prioritizes Black voices being heard and inclusive stories being told. Back in the day, that inclusive programming included such programs as Boycott, Laurel Avenue, Cosmic Slop, Def Comedy Jam, Lackawanna Blues, The Chris Rock Show, and so many other classics that featured diverse people both in front of and behind the cameras. Today, that programming cuts across an even wider swath of the diaspora with shows that portray Black people from the whole gamut of experiences, showing that Black people can come from all over the world and they can exist in any and every genre. They can be Tulsa police detectives, or they can be writers navigating personal trauma. They can be therapists or entrepreneurs in contemporary South Los Angeles. They can be documentarians exploring the roots of European colonialism, or they can be a family in the 1950s traveling across time, while battling racist and terrifying monsters. They can be anything our inspired storytellers can imagine. I want to acknowledge the hard work and passion of everyone at HBO and HBO Max who supported these shows, along with the creators, producers, writers, cast, and crew who have brought these stories to life. From all of us at HBO and HBO Max, our heartfelt thanks to AAFCA for this honor.
Great directors don't only have tremendous command of their craft, they also possess great vision and have something to say. Here to present the AAFCA TV Honors Award for Best Director to a man who keeps us in awe are AAFCA members Janita Davis and Ray Cornelius.
Taking a period of our history, which so many of us shun, and sprinkling it with magic along with tremendous heartbreak is not necessarily a sound career move, but a true artist is willing to take the risk.
Then add the pressure of translating a Pulitzer Prize-winning novel into a limited series, and it's not so hard to see how amazing this man truly is.
From his early films to the more well-known and award-winning Moonlight and If Beale Street Can Talk, one of my favorites, this director has only let the art guide him. In his expansive limited series for Amazon, he held absolutely nothing back to create a world so visually stunning and so emotionally raw that you cannot help but respond. Let's take a look.
There's anger in you. It'll fuel you, yes, but what's the worst kind of fuel? The worst kind. The savagery a man is capable of when he believes his cause to be just.
You came all this way on the railroad?
Yeah. I left behind all those peoples.
Nothing was given. All was earned. Hold on to what belongs to you. What's their name?
You know, when you're young, gifted, and black, your soul's intact. As performed by the late, great Nina Simone and Aretha Franklin. And thanks to Barry, so are many of ours. It is truly my pleasure to present this year's AAFCA TV Honors for Best Director to Barry Jenkins, who I believe is one of the greatest talents of our time, and for his soul-stirring, visually stunning Amazon limited series, The Underground Railroad.
Hey, much love, much thanks to the African American Film Critics Association for this wonderful distinction as Best Director in a Limited Series. I appreciate all y'all watching the show, writing about it, talking about it, blogging about it, vlogging about it. It meant a lot to me, especially on this one. I also want to show some love to the directing team on the show. It's impossible to command a work of this scale without an amazing team. And so to my first AD, Liz Ton, much love. Oh my God, you saved my life so many times. Elaine Wood, Wayne Witherspoon, Marcus and AJ and Cole and Peyton, and just so many damn people in that directing block. If your name was on the call sheet as a second key PA, set PA, you know, any of those things, man, much love to you, and I share this with you. Much love, much thanks.
Making an impact comes with consistently doing the right thing, and this honoree has won our undying loyalty by making doing right by us its hallmark. And in a year filled with challenges, that truly matters. Here to present the AAFCA TV Honors Special Achievement Impact Award is the great AAFCA champion Chaz Ebert and AAFCA President Gil Robertson.
So here we are again, Chaz, winding down another award show together. Only this time, it's your AAFCA TV Honors debut. So welcome.
Thank you for having me, Gil. As you know, at RogerEbert.com, TV has taken on a life of its own, so I am thrilled to be here with you to help present this award today.
Sometimes we get to witness more than magic on the small screen. Instead, we get to see true responsibility and accountability by those we support and love most. And this show, perhaps more than any other, has walked step by step with us especially during these turbulent times, documenting our collective response to the killing of George Floyd and our struggles with coronavirus, not to mention the taking a knee with us when some others found it too controversial to do so. Let's take a look.
In Genesis 3:19, we are dust, and dust you shall return. Amen, Brother Ernest. May you rest in peace.
Nova, Charlotte, Ralph Angel.
When Oprah Winfrey tapped Ava DuVernay to develop author Natalie Basile's Queen Sugar into a series, TV changed forever. Smart, moving, and unapologetically Black, OWN's top-rated drama has distinguished itself by regularly putting a mirror up to contemporary life and centering the Black experience. Hitting us hard with our emotional truth and the realities of living while Black in the 21st century, our joys and our pains, is a Queen Sugar hallmark that hits hard every season.
This is an amazing show. It's been 5 seasons and we've got to know the Bordelon family as this amazing family that's been through extremely hard trials and tribulations, and they've triumphed and they've accomplished so much as a family.
I see me in Queen Sugar. I see my family. I see my friends and my community.
The show has consistently shown a dynamic, a beautiful, a gorgeous Black family set against this amazing backdrop in rural Louisiana and New Orleans. But season 5 took it to a whole new level.
Digging deep beyond the surface to capture the many shades of us in real time, Queen Sugar has never shied away from the tough challenges. And this past season, it dug even deeper, scrapping its intended season to address the uncertainty of Black life in the face of not just the pandemic, but also the ongoing racial unrest punctuated by the police killing of George Floyd on the heels of Ahmaud Arbery and Breonna Taylor, all through the Bordelon clan and its extended community.
The beauty of Queen Sugar Season 5 is that it accurately reflected the experiences of African Americans during the 2020 pandemic. Everything from social unrest and George Floyd's murder in Minneapolis to social protests and upheavals and people's reaction to his murder. And it really chronicled a time that needed to be chronicled in a way that no other show was doing.
I think it's important that people got to see that how the COVID pandemic was affecting Black people. It was affecting Black families, but it gave, I think, a very realistic point of view of the dangers of this pandemic, and also the importance of family and what it means to miss your loved ones even as they're right in front of you, or even when they're close to you but you can't be close to them.
He's happy, living his life. It's important what he's doing. I don't want to slow him down.
No, if he had a choice, he'd be here with you. When you love someone, you show up.
To allow audiences to see themselves through characters and also to process the events of 2020 in ways they hadn't been able to experience, that's the true impact of Queen Sugar.
The thing that really stood out about Queen Sugar was the hopefulness. Yes, being Black is hard, but also being Black is joyful and loving and beautiful. And we got all of that in season 5 of Queen Sugar, and I can't wait to see what's next.
It's recognitions like this, the AAFCA Impact Award, that is confirmation that we're on the right path. And at OWN, we continue to offer our platform for visionary storytellers to boldly explore important and timely issues in support of civil rights, social, and economic justice. So I want to say thank you to everyone at AAFCA. Thank you for this award, but thank you for all of the work you do. Your work is not only inspiring, but it keeps me hopeful in 2021, but also it keeps me hopeful for the years to come. Thank you.
AAFCA TV Honors Special Achievement Impact Award, Queen Sugar.
The Bordelon family and St. Josephine's Parish in Louisiana may not be real in the concrete world, but it's real enough to so many of us. And that's why Queen Sugar is the 2021 AAFCA Special Achievement Impact Award honoree. Thank you for a job well done.
On behalf of everyone involved with Queen Sugar, in front of the camera and behind the scenes, including OWN, Warner Brothers, Ray, we thank the African American Film Critics Association for recognizing Queen Sugar with the Impact Award.
This past year was not easy, to say the least, and we all had to overcome a lot to be able to return to work and production and just return to our characters. We didn't know if what we were doing would work or how people would receive it, but we knew what we were doing was necessary.
Queen Sugar has always been rooted in reality, but to take it a step further and to show how a family like the Bordelons was actually being impacted by everything happening in the world, we're grateful to know that it not only worked, but that it spoke to so many people in important ways.
Our hope is to inspire others to make a positive impact, use your voice, use your art, for something bigger than yourself. We're proud to be honored for the impact we made. And definitely look out for season 6 coming soon.
Thank you, AAFCA.
Thank you, AAFCA.
Here come trouble.
How about trouble?
Hey, you! Hey, what up, man? What's up, man? Here's to not letting the bad days get the best of us.
Ain't nothing too good for you or my little angel.
I want to thank you for being here.
You don't have to thank me, Daddy.
Charlie Bordelon, I've known you longer than you've known yourself. What's up?
Coast Clear?
Everything's perfect.
Oh, my, what a wonderful time we're alive in.
I feel like the world sees me as a problem.
Oh, my, what a wonder we're still surviving.
You are a beautiful, strong sister.
You could make an excellent candidate for state senator.
I've been having these, moments at school.
What kind of moments?
Turn it off, shake it off, push it off to another day.
Your father's greatest legacy is not land, it's family.
And a bit too late. What are we waiting? What are we waiting for?
You're now delinquent on your payments, sir. 60 days.
I
got a way you can make some cash.
I didn't know the truth was an option. I didn't know.
Fix your faces, ladies. You're giving yourselves away.
You stole it, and you were caught red-handed.
Give me 5, partner.
Becoming a legend is not a destination anyone can arbitrarily choose. It's a status, a state of being, bestowed only when your legacy becomes greater than you in lived time and is also sure to survive your physical presence and thrive beyond the flesh. Joining forces to present the AAFCA TV Honors Special Achievement Legend Award are AAFCA President Gil Robertson and NPR TV critic Eric Deegans.
Well, we've come down to our last award, Eric, and I could not be happier to be presenting it with you.
As a TV critic, Gil, and just as importantly, a fan, I don't even know where to begin with our esteemed honoree. A few years back, I wrote this piece called Learning the Lessons of TV Fatherhood for NPR, and Good Times, one of his classic shows which personally impacted me, was prominently featured. So I have a world of respect for this man.
You are not alone, my friend. Neither you nor I can truly do this man justice by ourselves. So let's get some help.
You atheistic pinko meathead.
What have you got against black drivers?
This family got through the meat shortage without even knowing there was one. Uh-oh. It don't matter where you come from, it's where you're at now that counts.
God will get you for that, girl.
Dang, oh, mate!
Good Times. The Jeffersons and Sanford and Son have one man in common, Norman Lear. Lear's bold vision for television was unusual for the times. From storylines to the characters who played them, Lear was both ambitious and inclusionary, creating classics or, more importantly, family. In Florida, James, JJ, Thelma, Michael, Willona, Penny, George, Wheezy, Lionel, and so many more. A change agent off-screen too. As a young man, Lear dropped out of college and flew 52 missions as a B-17 crewman to help defeat Nazism. Today, he continues the fight for democracy through his nonprofit People for the American Way, co-founded with trailblazing Congresswoman Barbara Jordan over 40 years ago. With a career spanning nearly 70 years, with over 100 shows written, produced, created, and/or developed by him, Lear continues to work and inspire.
Norman Lear is a legendary producer, of course, still active well into his 90s. But beyond that, he's the father of the modern sitcom in a lot of ways. He created sitcoms that were topical, that talked about what was happening in the streets and in America at the time. And for people of color to have his name behind classic sitcoms like Good Times and The Jeffersons, he lent his skill to allowing actors of color and writers of color to tell really important stories. So Norman Lear has done an amazing job showing the rest of Hollywood how to show America and all of its faults and all of its advantages.
When you say Norman Lear, I think of Good Times, because there definitely were good times at that show and that period of time for African Americans to start to find careers in entertainment. And one visit from him would solve all the problems. He was just a problem solver. He wanted to see people get along and to make laughter. He was all about what was funny. Mr. Lear is still a force for good. He has outside foundations that seek worldwide equality for people, and he's always been about that. Congratulations, Norman, on receiving AAFCA's TV Legend Award. You are truly a worthy recipient, and you have made all of our lives better and moved us up. Everyone who came in your path, you were the best.
One of the things that makes People for the American Way, the organization he co-founded, different is that everybody here shows up expecting to be an ally. This person who's so centered now in his 100th year in his belief in American democracy, in his dedication to practicing kindness and being courageous and staying on the cutting edge, whether it's in art or politics.
I just want to say, first of all, thank you for picking me to be Thelma, to be a part of your family, made my life very wonderful, afforded me things that I'm sure without Good Times would never have happened. And you're so deserving of the AAFCA TV Legends Award. Congratulations, Norman. I love you.
Growing up, Norman's Mary Hartman was my favorite show. I eagerly awaited each episode every Friday night after the 11 o'clock news. It brilliantly shattered traditional TV formulas, played out as satire, but from a place of authentic truth. Your series hold up a mirror for those who deserve to see themselves, and open a window for those who need to look through it. And your ethos of inclusion, togetherness, and understanding certainly was way ahead of its time. On behalf of everyone at CBS, our heartfelt congratulations on this well-deserved TV Legend Award from the African American Film Critics Association.
There's few people who can leave a lasting legacy in any industry, and then there's Norman Lear, someone who's produced thousands of hours of television and celebrated Black people when no one else would. So Norman Lear has been a champion for not just Black artists and Black creatives, both in front of and behind the camera, but in civil rights and everywhere else Black people have needed support. And it is my honor to be here celebrating Norman Lear for everything he's done for me and everything he's done for everyone else in the field of film and television.
I started as a PA, but over the years, I became a showrunner. It was hard work, faith, and persistence that guided me towards my dream. But it was also because Norman Lear showed me that it was possible. You are a consummate storyteller and a creative force who courageously addressed social issues that others were afraid to touch. You changed the landscape of television. And it was in that same courageous spirit that you worked behind the scenes to open doors that were often shut for so many of us. Thank you, Mr. Lear, for what you've done for me, for the business, and for the culture. You are appreciated.
Working with Norman Lear was great. It was the time of my life, and of course, it's what led me to everything I did.
Mrs. Jefferson, I'm Florence Johnson, the agency secretary.
Oh, yes, come in. This is my husband.
How you do?
10 o'clock on the dot, Louise.
Oh, I believe in being prompt, Mr. Jefferson. I always say I ain't got no right to waste time when other people is paying for it.
I hear you. She's got the job.
For black people, he brought in the Jeffersons, which was no longer poor people. We're talking about moving on up, child. So we moved on up to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Norman Lear agreeing for me to do Florence was a big hit of my life. So being Florence on the Jeffersons for 10 and a half years was just marvelous. That's almost 50 years now. Of course, I'm 30, but that was 50 years. Anyway, I'm so happy that you're giving Norman Lear this award, and I understand it's the very top award. There's none higher. So that makes it right for Norman. So thank you, Norman. Thank you so much.
Hello. So I'm standing here in a very special place on the Sony lot. Congratulations, Norman, on being honored with this wonderful award from the African American Film Critics Association. You are indeed a legend, and we are delighted that you're part of the Sony family. I thought it'd be fitting to share this message from the building we named in your honor here at Sony. With your 7 decades in the business, you've not only had a front row seat at the birth of television, you are a founding father of TV writing and producing, creating and developing more than 100 shows throughout your incredible career. We couldn't be more thrilled to be working with you to create new magic and reimagine classic series from your library, which includes truly groundbreaking shows. Your shows have defined what great television can be, and your library speaks for itself as a shining example of what a diverse and inclusive approach to creative can be. I'm proud to call you my friend, and we're all better for your talents. Congratulations again on this special award.
Please join us in a moment of celebration and appreciation for the one and only Norman Lear, who in the 1970s changed TV, putting diversity and inclusion in practice across the board, making few topics or moments of representation taboo. And as an inspiration to us all, has not stopped creating and doing his part to make the world better, even as he heads into a century of life.
On behalf of the world's largest body of Black film and TV critics, AAFCA is truly honored to present the masterful Norman Lear with the 2021 AAFCA TV Honors Special Achievement Legend Award.
Thank you, Gil Robertson, and thank you, AAFCA. Thank you. I owe all of you as much as I may owe all of the names I will mention tonight who I've worked with, who have satisfied everything in me by way of laughter. I've always felt that laughter adds time to one's life. And so I will not mention a name that I don't feel has particularly and independently and personally added time to my life. I want to bless and thank John Amos and Esther Rowe, Jimmy Walker, Janae Dubois, Morgan Freeman, Bernadette Stannis, Red Fox, oh my God, Marley Gibbs, Sherman Hemsley, Eric Monte, Laverne Cox, Ava DuVernay, Kenya Barris, Dave Chappelle. Oh my goodness, the time I had with these people. The way they have moved every piece, and it made me laugh in parts of my body I didn't even know existed. Jamie Foxx, Richard Pryor, Shonda Rhimes, George Wallace, Kerry Washington. I'm very touched by this award and this organization. Thank you so much for this honor, and bless us all.
Well, there you have it, my friends. We have come to the close of another magnificent celebration, and I could not be more pleased. I can absolutely assure you that AAFCA and our amazing team, led by Abdul Malik Abbott, Vincent Powell, Ebony Powell, Kimberly Malhoit, Candace Presley, Rhonda Rasha Penrice, and others, could not do this without our incredibly supportive partners. So thank you, Morgan Stanley Global Sports and Entertainment Wealth, Netflix, Amazon, Apple TV+, Sony Pictures Entertainment, NBC Universal, OWN, Warner Brothers Television, HBO, HBO Max, JP Morgan Chase, CBS, and more. We appreciate your ongoing support and look forward to our continued partnership. Once again, our AAFCA members did a fantastic job as presenters, as well as with providing great insight into our Special Achievement Award honorees. And of course, we could not do any of this without you out there who continue to show up for everything we do. From our AAFCA roundtables and exclusive conversations presented in conjunction with partners like BAFTA, NALEAP, Gina Davis Institute, the PGA, and others, our award shows, our summer screening series, our other programming, and more. We truly, truly appreciate the love. Keep following us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and of course the AAFCA channel on both YouTube and Comcast Xfinity. Your amazing support truly gives us life. To all of our winners, thank you for your talent and all that you do to make television a reflection of us and our complex beauty and humanity all over the globe. We hope that we have shown you how much we truly appreciate you. Democracy, as many of us know, has been under attack. So we at AAFCA are happy to announce that proceeds from this year's AAFCA TV Honors will benefit our amazing legend honoree, Norman Lear's Foundation, People for the American Way. And last, but certainly not least, a huge thank you and debt of gratitude to our phenomenal show host, Yvette Nicole Brown. Go girl, and good luck at the Emmys, Yvette. We at AAFCA are always rooting for you in everything that you do.
Ooh, thank you, Gil. And congratulations on this fantastic AAFCA TV Honors. It has been my pleasure to serve as your host. I am truly blessed to work in this medium. It brings me so much joy. And hosting the AAFCA TV Honors has given me even more appreciation for what someone like me from East Cleveland represents for the little Yvettes out there. I am taking this moment as additional fuel to continue to do my best to be the absolute greatest me I can be and stay mindful that it is indeed bigger than just us. To all the honorees, congratulations and thank you. Until we meet again, AAFCA family, stay safe and keep gratitude and love in your hearts.
Big time, number 9. Diamonds in my teeth, I got a lot of shine. Running up the number, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. Big time, lot of slime. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of pine. Pockets running over with the dollar sign. Try to take it from me. Yeah. Big time, big time, big time, big time. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of crime. Try to take it from me, must be out your mind. Smoky in the air, that's a lot of crime. Pockets running over with the dollar signs. Try to take it from me. Big time. I got a lot of shine. Running up the numbers, that's a lot of grind. Try and take it from me, must be out your mind. I'm big